What's up, everybody? Welcome to Super Retro, a nostalgic podcast about retro gaming, TV and film, music, pop culture, anything dope from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. I'm your host, Tuck. That's your host, Will. It feels so good to be back, man.
Yeah.
We've been compiling the notes. I don't know if you guys know how we do these shows, but we just throw these ideas in the notes. Every once we'll see something, throw it in the notes, and we just have to wait till it hits that tipping point to where we are like, we got a show.
Yeah,
now.
it's enough.
So there's no real rhyme or reason or real pattern to when our shows happen. I've been trying to upload the podcast though every 2 Mondays, but it's
a lot. That's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of editing, and I wish I could go in depth with the long form video. How I do with our TikTok, how I put all the stuff we're talking about, pictures and video and stuff like that. I wish I could get a little more in depth, maybe one day, but not right now. Thank y'all for being with us, man.
We're back.
Let's just straight up jump right into the opening notes. Since our TikTok page has is doing okay, we're starting to get people subscribe to our TikTok page and our lives, which we don't do any of that.
Just there to help us out.
Yeah, we don't really do anything for the subscribers, but we're gonna change that because we have a few now, and we're gonna start uploading exclusive content. But I want to be very clear, like I was. Yeah. Our main focus is and always will be our main feed. We're not gonna make specific. If the content is amazing, we're putting that shit on our main feed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna get a behind the scenes look.
Yeah, it'll be behind the scenes. It'll be outtakes on there on the subscription stuff. It'll be sometimes for instance on our last podcast we did the Columbia House. I edited 2 videos to that, and the one that was good, or the one that I liked better of the 2, was the one where we were talking about the guy that took advantage of and ordered 26,000 CDs or something. I put that one up. So then there's a whole there's a 3-minute one of us just talking about Columbia House.
Yeah, in
general. Just when it started.
There's
all
a
that
lot
stuff.
of different clips and content that isn't on our main page that we could throw on there.
Yeah, and so for instance, that video I could put in there, just because I don't want to beat a dead horse, by putting 2 videos like that back to back on our main feed.
Yeah, and some stuff we didn't actually like enough to put out. So
and there's
throw that in there.
Yeah, there's some stuff, because we want our stuff to reach as many people as possible. So, some stuff we may hold back because we're unsure about it, but hey, we definitely will post it for the hardcore fans, you know?
Yeah.
There's that. So if you want to,
and then maybe some access to game nights.
Oh yeah, we'll do some game nights and stuff, which we're gonna do for our main followers anyway. But yeah, maybe we could do one like that. And there was a subscriber chat, shit like that. Yeah, 50% off coupon codes of our merch.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just give you a personal merch code that's like your name and then a code or something, and then that'll work forever on our site.
That's cool.
As a half off of our merch.
So subscribe.
So subscribe if you want to. If not, we don't give a shit because the goal here is not to make money. It's just to have fun. Also, we want to tell y'all about our NBA Jam tournament coming up at the Rec Bar here in Louisville, Kentucky on June 8th, starting at 12 p.m. This will be our second retro gaming tournament.
Yes.
Man, I'm telling you, we are pumped for this. But here's the catch. We're looking for the best NBA Jam player in the region.
Tournament edition player.
We're looking for the best NBA Jam tournament edition player in the region. And what I mean by that, so we're going to start out traditionally the way we did with our last one. We're going to have all the consoles set up, Super Nintendo consoles. So you have to be good on NBA Jam Tournament Edition on the Super Nintendo. If you progress all the way to the Final 4 or maybe the Elite 8, we're really trying to figure out where we bring the arcade cabinets in. All right, after you advance,
the original,
you got to play on the arcade cabinets.
Yeah, so you got to be well versed at all forms of NBA Jam Tournament Edition
Yeah, you can't just be good on one and not at the other. We're looking for the best player overall,
yeah,
for sure.
So that's going to be cool. Have CRTs lined up, Super Nintendos.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be just like our Tecmo Super Bowl tournament.
That's right. And there's going to be a $300 grand prize this time. Last time it was $250.
Hey, man, and the raffles were off the hook. Like, people talked about the raffles more than they did anything.
Yeah, the raffles were a massive hit, so we'll have to outdo ourselves on this next one because we had some good prizes at the last one.
Real good prizes.
So this one, we're going to bring it, y'all. You get $300 grand prize and you get a trophy inspired by the tournament. It'll be something real slick.
Custom trophy.
Yeah, custom trophy that Tony Thomas from the Rec Bar is going to help us make.
Yeah.
$10 entry fee, okay? But with that $10... you get $5 in Rec Bar tokens, which was a huge hit last time. People love that. Who the fuck doesn't love that?
Some people are like, "Hey, I didn't get my tokens."
Yeah, and we had extra ones.
Like,
Tony was so generous. Yeah, just gave us.
I felt like Willy Wonka up in there. Like,
I really did too.
I had the candy store. Like, any little kid came up to me, I'd be like, "Here's 10. Here's 15."
because they gave us a lot of extra ones, so I was just passing them to kids. But with that $10 entry fee, you get, like we said, you get the $5 in Rec Bar tokens, and you get 5 raffle tickets. And Will, we got to really figure out, because last time people were trying to buy extra raffle tickets.
Yeah, we could have.
Huh?
People could have made a lot more money.
Maybe we'll just offer that.
Yeah.
We'll just say, look, you can buy more, but here's 5 free ones.
Yeah, for sure. And anybody in the whole place.
So, yeah, man. June 8th starts at 12 p.m. Rec Bar here in Louisville, Kentucky on Taylorsville Road. But here's the important part. If you want to register, go to our website, superretropod.com. That's superretropod.com. Sign up. It's super easy to find out where to sign up. We got a page on there that says tournaments. You can go to products. It's on there. You pay $10 right on there. You'll get a receipt. But either way, the second you sign up, I get a notification and I write down your name immediately. So there you go. Hope to see y'all out there. All right, got a couple shout outs this week. Want to give a huge shout out to Lucas Ferguson. I'm not even really sure where this one came from. I just know in the moment it struck me and I copy and pasted. You know what I'm saying? He says, fellas, absolutely love the pod and everything you guys are speaking on, from the classic vids to TV shows to that old school gangster shit. Let's not forget about the hip hop Bible, The Source, and the excitement of those record reviews. Keep up the good work. Hey, shout out,
Lucas.
We appreciate that, man.
The Source was the shit.
I think he sent that on Instagram now that I think about it. I love this shit. Yeah. We can never get too many of these messages.
Man, the fact that people take time out of their day just to write us something on there, it makes me smile every time I see it.
Yeah, how many?
Even if it's fucking somebody clowning us.
Yeah,
like, I love it. I love all of it.
No, but I'm saying this dude sent us a DM. How many times do you go in somebody's DMs that you're a fan of and send a message?
Not much.
Have. I know you have.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
but not much.
But somebody you're really a fan of.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, you have to really like their shit.
Yeah, exactly.
To where you feel, moved.
You're like, hey, I got to tell him.
I'm going to talk to him.
I do the same shit. But you know what's fucked up, though? I don't get replies.
Yeah, no, that's what I think.
I don't get replies.
Me and Tuck are going to reply.
Bro, I'm replying to everything.
Yeah, we reply to pretty much everything we see on
annoyingly to a point. And then I want to give a shout out to this guy because he's always sending us messages on TikTok with ideas for the show, just videos that he saw and he liked that he wants to share with us. He's always got some real dope shit to say about us or the show or just about something we made him think of. Weapon X78. Appreciate you, man.
Man, for sure.
For real. We appreciate you. I think he lives around here somewhere because I think he almost came down for something we were doing.
The Tecmo Bowl.
I'd love to see you at our NBA Jam tournament or some event we're going to do. We're going to do some other stuff. You know, we got some ideas kicking around.
We see you out there, Weapon.
But yeah, Weapon X78. I'm assuming that's his gamer tag, Will. It sounds like a gamer tag to me. Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Shout out. All right, y'all. So we're starting a new segment called Who Ran the 80s. This is going to be a long-running segment, all right? This is going to every podcast, we're going to showcase a new actor from the 80s that,
ran shit.
that has a good case for being crowned king of the 80s, or in our words, who ran the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So we
This is
have
gonna be fun.
it's going to be really fun. We have a long list. We have a long list of people. Maybe
solid.
we should post a video of us talking about it, and then have people chip in with who they think ran the 80s.
I bet if we did that, they would all pick everybody on our list.
Probably.
Like we could mark them off
Yeah.
as they say.
Yeah. So, who do y'all think ran the 80s?
And we're gonna do at the end of all this, we're gonna do like a bracket style tournament to see who really is the champ.
Yeah, after it'll probably take.
And this is where you guys come in.
Yeah, at some point, we may have to start doing 2 of them a show.
Yeah. I was thinking that too.
Yeah. So, but whatever, we'll develop it. We'll get to that point.
Yep.
And yeah, we're gonna have like Will said, a tournament style where we argue each one and then just progress them, and that'll be like the finale where we have the board out and all that stuff.
Solid list, I'm telling you.
So yeah, who ran the 80s, y'all?
Who ran the 80s?
Rick Moranis ran the 80s.
Rick fucking Moranis.
I'm gonna say it one more time. Rick Moranis ran the 80s.
Man, he was everywhere.
My dude Rick is from Toronto, Canada. Walking around at 70 years old right now.
How does that make you feel?
Makes me a little sad. I'm not going to lie.
Man, you think of him as that little goofy dude from Ghostbusters.
I 100% do.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's him.
Yeah. And now he's 70.
So we're making the argument for Rick Moranis and how he ran the 80s. First of all, I want to talk about his movies. We cannot bring the 90s movies into it. These are 80s movies only. All right, he kicked it off with a film called Strange Brew, which I'm going to be 100% honest. We have it here, but I've never watched the thing all the way through.
It was like a low-key type.
Yeah, it was like the breaking onto the scene.
Yeah.
I do know it has a cult following, but hey,
that's not what made him.
The next thing he did after that, or the next thing that hit for him after that, Louis Tully and Ghostbusters dropped in 1984.
And he killed it.
My guy killed it.
Like that was a movie about fucking ghosts, Ghostbusters, and like creatures from the fucking other dimensions and shit. And
Man.
and some dude that was walking around like nerd as hell made an impact in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you went away being like, I know who that is. Like from then on, everyone knew Rick Moranis.
Oh, dude. And what I can't believe is it was early on in his career. You look at his IMDb page.
Yeah, I know.
It's early, bro.
Like he hit a home run second at bat.
Like his audition must have been money.
And like I think it's just the role he got. Like it was such a not many people would have been able to play that role.
Yeah.
So like when he got it, he really nailed it because it went on to live. You know what I mean? Like he nailed it so much that he became that guy.
Yeah.
And then you seen him in other shit, and you're like, oh.
Yeah,
he's a normal dude.
That's dude from
yeah, but you know what I mean? He isn't that like character. You know
I
what
know.
I mean? He was so good at acting. He was like he nailed that role.
Yeah, man, I loved him so much, man. As I say loved like he's dead, but we'll get to that.
Rick Moranis was your dad.
Rick Moranis, see, this is one. Was he my dad though, or was he like my uncle?
Yeah, I think maybe uncle.
I think Rick Moranis was more of an uncle.
Maybe
figure.
an older brother.
I was gonna say brother, but then I was like, well, uncle's closer to a dad. Yeah. Rick Moranis was my brother. Rick Moranis was my brother, y'all. My older brother, for sure. Like my older
like where
brother.
he was you Tuck was an accident, so he had that real old brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, he killed. I mean, like that's like hitting a home run your second at bat. You get Ghostbusters.
Man.
You know what I mean? Imagine going on like your third or fourth interview.
Yeah.
Or audition.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I got it? Okay.
Yeah. And y'all,
this is your
after Ghostbusters, my man goes and does the dopest film of all time for me. Like this is my favorite shit right here. Little Shop of Horrors. Fucking Seymour Krelborn. Okay? Fucking Suddenly Seymour. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
2 years he did those two movies.
Bro, drop banger after banger. All right? Little Shop of Horrors does not get enough love. It does not get enough flowers from people. That is a fantastic movie. My man put that movie on his back and carried that whole thing.
For sure.
He was acting, he was singing. He had, I mean, just out of this world personality, interacting with this fake ass plant that looked amazing, and he made it. He made that whole film believable.
Yeah, and he goes from Ghostbusters, the character, to that. How crazy! Like that's what I'm saying.
That's
why he ran the 80s.
You want to talk about range?
Yeah, look where he went from there.
Then he goes from that straight into Spaceballs.
I mean, that he just hit 3 different genres.
As my man, Dark Helmet. All right, which. That's a great fucking name.
It's
Dark
so good,
Helmet.
dude.
But bro,
a spoof on everything.
I mean, can you just close your eyes right now and can you imagine him with that big ass helmet on with it open in the front and his glasses on? Good. That shit is fucking comedy.
And Rick Moranis is like portraying of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You know how funny that is?
Alone.
Yeah.
So think about that. We're not even halfway through the list yet. Okay, think about that. This is why Rick Moranis ran the 80s. All right, he drops Ghostbusters on that ass in 1984. All right, he drops Little Shop of Horrors on that ass in 1986. He drops Spaceballs on that ass in 1987.
That's 3 movies in 3 years.
And then 2 years later, in 1989, he hits us with Ghostbusters 2, y'all.
Yeah, and had a bigger role.
Yeah, and had a much bigger role in this film. All right. And then, this is a classic right here. This is.
I think it's his, out of all the ones he's done, he's probably known for that more.
He's known, this was his over-the-top commercial hit.
Yeah.
This was his family hit. This is what put him on the map as far as probably global.
Yeah, permanently.
Permanently, yeah. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids as one Wayne Selinsky.
Same year. Damn, he did all 3 of those in the same year.
Which ones? Oh, yeah.
Next.
No, he's Wayne Selinsky.
No, I know. I'm saying the Ghostbusters 2, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and then the next one.
And then the next one, Parenthood, with Steve Martin. He dropped all 3 of them, like Will was just saying.
Same year.
1989, Ghostbusters 2, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and Parenthood.
You got to be on fire to make 3 movies in a year.
He did some more. He did some wild shit in the 90s too, but we can't talk about it.
Yeah, this is just the 80s.
We can't talk about it. So that right there.
But dude, he ran the 80s and he jumped in at what, 5?
83 is when Strange Brew first hit.
Yeah, he missed 3 years in the 80s and still ran it.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to beat, my man. I don't know. I felt like he was just plucked out of our lives.
He did disappear. But it was self-imposed. I knew this story before.
I did too.
I saw the notes.
All right, and for everybody wondering where my man went, most people know, but if you don't know, here we go. Following the death of his wife in 1991, the difficulty of raising their 2 children on his own, and his increasing disenchantment with Hollywood, Moranis retired from acting in 1997. He had intended the retirement to be a sabbatical of a couple of years, but later realized that he did not miss the pressure. He still does occasional voice work.
He did a lot of voice work.
But in 2020, after a hiatus of nearly 23 years from live action films, Moranis signed on to appear in the new sequel to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids called Shrunk. However, as of 2024, the project has yet to proceed to the filming stage. Sounds to me like that movie's not getting made.
Probably not.
But, I mean, what a gap. 23 years.
That's a lot. And to be on top.
Yeah, he just said, you know what?
Most people don't leave on top.
You know what? He said, I'll see you.
I respect the shit out of that because, man, we know shit. Raising kids is hard with 2 parents.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, imagine, and he could have paid people, but who wants to be that dad?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm going to go act while y'all grow up with fucking nanny.
Yeah.
But, you know.
He made some money and was like, I'm going to get out.
He's fine.
I'm going to get out.
He's doing fine.
It'd be cool to see him back, you know. But
Hey, Rick Moranis don't owe us shit.
All right, y'all. New segment. It's called New Old Shit. This week we want to talk about the new Contra game called Contra Operation Galuga. This was released March 12th of 2024. We just got our hands on it and started playing it. This game is fucking awesome.
It's pretty cool.
This game is awesome, all right? Let me just give you a quick rundown of what the game's about. Contra Operation Galuga is a thorough reimagining of the classic run-and-gun NES/arcade game from the 1980s, featuring timeless gameplay, iconic weapons, modern graphics, and sound, new stages, new enemies and bosses, new play mechanics, and an intense co-op combat for up to 2 players in story mode or 4 players in arcade mode. Konami is back at it, y'all, because this game is sick.
It's pretty fun, man. They reimagined, like, they didn't try to do too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't change too much.
That's right. This is exactly what gamers like us have been waiting for. You take our favorite games from the 80s and 90s.
Just make them look cooler.
Reimagine and design them with the same style of gameplay and the integrity of the original.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Give us nowadays graphics.
That's right.
And
but don't overdo it.
I want to be able to pick it up and play
what you can with this.
Yeah. As soon as I picked it up,
it feels the same.
I had the spread in minutes.
That's right, man. And if this is the direction we're going, sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, I love how when they reimagine old school stuff.
And this is how you get us, our generation, to buy into this Nintendo Switch and stuff like that. Like that really, like I started thinking, damn, because I play my kids. You know, both of my sons anyway have Switches. And I play theirs whenever I want to play. But now I'm like, I'm going to have to get me one.
I got me one.
Like, I already made me an account.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I already got a Nintendo account.
It's fun, man, because you can also get on there and play all those old NES and Super NES. And
yeah.
Any kind of game.
But, so this Contra game, though, I mean, the weapons are sick. They have those homing missiles. I love the homing missiles.
Yeah, that's a new touch.
Yeah, and then the spread gun. It's so beautiful.
It's still beautiful.
Exactly. I'm telling you, when you get that thing, you see that S with the wings on it.
I told you earlier, I was like, when you lose that, it's so heartbreaking.
And I like on this one, now you can have 2 weapons. You know what I'm talking about? You can have 2 weapons. You can change your life because, you know, you get hit by... On the original Contra, you get hit once, you're dead. You lose your man. Well, on this one, you have an energy bar, which is way better.
It's cool.
It's so much better to have the energy bar.
It is.
But you have the option to change it to either one. You can change it to 1-hit kill or just, you know, have an energy bar. And then you have 2 weapons, which is great.
It's pretty awesome.
You can just alternate between them, you know?
Yep. Background's sick.
Well, I said, yeah, the background is sick as fuck. Who made this game? Who did it? It had to be someone our age. Don't you think? I would think so.
Involved in the original?
Definitely somebody involved in the original. They're probably still around, for sure. Oh, the music. The music is so fucking good.
It's so dope.
I love the music, man. They reimagined that too, but they kept it the same. It's the same songs, just with like an orchestra and shit.
Yep.
I noticed an orchestra and was like, whoa.
It is cool. It gets you in the game.
It really does. Yep. I had it banging down here on the surround sound.
And there's like so more of a RPG type feel to it where you when you're going on the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Collect shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool.
Man.
But I'll tell you, if the only negative I have, it's a little clunky.
What do you mean?
Like, just the controls feel a little... Like, it doesn't feel as on point as the NES did.
Yeah.
Like, the hitting down, like, just...
Yeah, I think you just got used to it.
It's just there's some kind of little clunkiness.
Like, at first, it was hard for me to, like, shoot in the directions I wanted to shoot.
Yeah.
But I noticed when I played it today for a little bit, I was much more accurate.
Yeah.
I was much more on. I think it's just a little bit of a learning curve. I know what you're saying, though. Another best part is when you die. That same epic sound. They didn't change anything about it.
That's what they say. You got to keep the stuff that made you, man.
Yeah, I'm going to play it. That sound right there,
it's iconic.
Hasn't changed.
It's nostalgia in a sound.
I know. We're gonna have to tap into the best sound effects.
Just the sounds
on the retro games.
The game that get you.
Yeah, not the music, like the sounds.
Yeah.
Because man, that shit was hard to make back then.
Yeah. But I'm so glad they chose to remake that game.
Yeah. So check it out. We highly recommend Contra Operation Galuga. That's new old shit.
Boom.
All right, y'all. Time for the top 10 NES weapons of all time. That's right, the weapons. Think about your favorite weapons when you would play the NES.
That would get you into the game. As soon as you got it, you knew you wasn't dying.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's I couldn't have said that better myself.
Like, I'm gonna fuck this game up.
Yeah, it's on now, bitches. Yeah. It's on now when you got that weapon.
And then any of these weapons, if you lose, or if you can lose them, it just crumbles you.
Oh, it hurts.
Yeah.
You feel it right in your chest.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it, y'all. Starting at number 10, best NES weapon of all time comes a Ninja Gaiden, y'all. Art of Fire Dragon Balls. Y'all know what I'm talking about when you're running through and you hit that whoo, and that ball of fire just comes out. A lot of times fire on games is not good.
Yeah. No, these were hot ones.
Yeah, these were great. Think about the fire on Contra. Nah, that's the worst weapon on the game.
It's terrible.
It's when you get the fire on Contra, you're just like, shit, I cannot wait to get rid of this.
Yeah.
You almost want to die just so you can get back the regular gun. You know what I'm talking about?
When's the new weapon coming?
But that it's called, I didn't know it was called this. It's called the Art of Fire Dragon Balls, you know, when I was doing my research, but we call it just the fire. So you shoot that fire and it goes across the screen. You could shoot it up that way. It was really beneficial when you were when you were down and they were up. You know what I'm talking about? You would shoot it up at them and it was perfect. Great weapon. Number 9, Ghosts and Goblins, the dagger.
Man, that's one where you was like, please don't lose this.
And
or
you
don't get an upgraded weapon.
That's what I was about to say. Don't get another weapon. And then if there was a weapon, if you got a kill and you were about to walk up to that weapon, you do your best to jump over that weapon.
That dagger was that.
The dagger,
fire.
The difference between that and like what your whatever it was that you would throw.
It was a spear.
A spear.
Yeah.
The difference between the dagger and the spear. The spear you threw and you had to wait. Like, I think you could throw a couple. With the dagger, you're just like...
It was.
It lets you throw them fast.
It was that you felt like you could do... That game's hard.
It's really hard.
So you need the dagger.
You absolutely got to have it. Yeah. You can't... I mean, you might as well just quit if you don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to die.
For sure. But yeah, number 8, River City Ransom, the Brass Knuckles. Y'all, what a cool ass...
They put them on a game.
Think about being, 8 or 9. You're playing this beat 'em up game, and you get these brass knuckles, and they just start murking their opponents, y'all. They're just murking them. I used to love those things, and they were gold. That you would get them just like, yes, I got the brass knuckles. It's on. You'd hit them, and if you get hit, you would drop them.
Or if you ever saw some brass knuckles in your real life, you were like, oh my god.
Exactly.
It was like Chinese stars or something.
Yeah, and you put them in your hand, they suck.
Yeah.
They just feel weird.
You're like I'll break my hand.
You would break your hand if you punch somebody with brass knuckles. But in the gaming world, in the 8-bit world, fucking sick.
Great weapon.
Number 7, Rygar. It's called a disc armor. To me, it was just like a shield on a chain. Mm-hmm. You...
Yeah, I didn't know the name of it until I went and looked stuff up.
The disc armor on Rygar, which Rygar is one of my personal favorite games. The weapon is just super nostalgic for me. You see it and you automatically... Yeah. I can even hear the sound when he throws it out and it comes back.
Yeah, you felt like you could do some damage once you got that.
Definitely. Number 6. Now, I love this one. Think about level 1 of Double Dragon. All right? You're walking through... You walk over, soon as you, like right off the bat, after you beat up a couple guys, you walk around that corner and it opens up a little bit, right? Yeah. You got the barrels, and then you got the guys coming for you. You grab the barrel. I feel like the barrel makes the list, all right? Number 6 on the list is the Double Dragon barrel, all right? Because not for its effectiveness, not because you get to use it throughout the whole game, but for when you do get to use it, there's no more nostalgic weapon for me. Yeah. I don't think. Well, maybe a couple top ones.
You get to throw a fucking barrel at somebody.
It's one of the most nostalgic weapons for me. You throw it, it hits the bounce. It does this weird slow bounce.
Because when you see it sitting there, you're like, can I pick that up?
Yeah, and then
like first few times you play it, you're like, I can pick this up.
Yeah, and you just start.
You're like, I'm gonna hit people with it. And then the last one, you throw it.
Yeah.
You're like, damn.
And then it like does the little flash and disappears.
That's the worst when their weapons.
When the weapons disappear, man. Come on, man. Let me keep the barrel for the duration.
That'd be a good code. where you have the fucking barrel. Where's the Game Genie at now?
Yeah, we need somebody to give us a code and make a barrel where you do nothing but fight with the barrel the whole
the
time.
whole game.
There's no other weapons. You're just throwing barrels, and
you
they keep
can't lose it.
respawning. Yeah, you don't. It's the same barrel.
Yeah.
That would actually be hard as fuck.
Yeah.
But all right, number 5. This one right here. This is iconic weapon.
Yeah, I think it could be higher just because of how nostalgic it is.
Yeah, and there'll probably be some arguments to make it higher, but number 5 is a pretty good spot when you hear the rest of the list.
Mm-hmm.
Super Mario Brothers, the Fireballs.
Man, when you first got those, that was another level.
Yeah, it took shit to the next level, and you can hear the sound.
Oh, yeah.
I can hear the sound right now if you think about it. Just think about it. You
I
can
know.
hear that sound.
I don't need it. Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. I prefer the Fireballs over everything.
Yeah.
I'd much rather,
especially on the first game.
because sometimes you would get it, you would get something else and it would take your Fireballs away.
Remember in the first game, that's all you really got. The Fireballs was it. When Super Mario Original, that's what made you special.
Yeah.
And then you just got small or just regular. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But then they started adding like the feather, the leaf, you know what I mean, flying, the frogs. They added all kinds of different stuff.
It's an overlooked element of the game, if you ask me. I mean, I know it gets love. It made it into the movie.
It was awesome in the movie.
It was really awesome in the movie. But I don't know. I feel like it just think of, imagine Mario without the Fireballs.
Yeah, it'd be different.
It'd be weird.
You know, one thing, I know you remember this, but like back when you played the original, say you were going to try to make a good jump or something, some kind of crazy jump. You'd always be like, boop, because you're hitting the same button. You'd throw that ball and then jump.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
Straight up.
It was funny. Like, you can still play that game and do, when you get that fireball, you're really, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like how many people you can take out.
It's time to turn.
You can just run and throw fireballs constantly.
Yeah, and not have to worry about jumping.
Yeah.
All right, so sitting at number 5, hey, it deserves that spot. Wait till you hear the rest. Number 4, and this one's going to surprise a lot of people, but if you think about it, this weapon is absolutely savage.
If you've played this game, you know about this weapon.
And the second you get it, shit changes immediately.
Bro. You can stay in races and finish where you need to finish just because of this weapon.
What are we talking about? RC Pro-Am, that little red missile that you go over.
They're so good. They had no business being that accurate for that kind of racing game. You know what I mean?
Amazing point.
You're like going fast as shit through this weird little race.
It is so satisfying. Dude, I'm a fucking sniper with it.
Yeah. Like, and it hits those other cars just enough to where they're screwed.
Yeah.
Like, you're passing them.
Yeah. The RC Pro-Am missile
is on point. Bro.
I'm here to tell you, I'm Steph Curry with it.
Yeah, it is on point. He's like Top Gun over.
I'm coming around turns.
Yeah.
If I have the missiles,
you're shooting them.
I'm not losing a race.
Like,
I don't care if you even get kind of close to me. I'm fishtailing, or what do you? I'm drifting just to bait you into getting in front of me so I can pop you.
Yeah. You could be turning as you turn. You'll turn a little too far just to shoot the next guy next to you.
You damn
and then
right.
Straighten back out.
You damn right.
You know what? I was just thinking they should really. Where's that game?
They need to reimagine that one.
Man.
Re-release that one, letting everyone race each other. You know they just did F-Zero 99?
Yeah.
Bro, let's do
RC Pro-Am
99.
fucking however
20.
many. Yeah, come on. And that's another game you didn't get to race against everybody.
I know. Imagine it as a 4-player game.
Because that was a hard game.
Number 3, The Legend of Zelda, Link's shooting sword, y'all.
To me, I have an argument for that being number 1 for me.
I understand.
Just because that game, when you get full hearts and you can shoot your sword,
I mean,
it is unbelievable.
I remember the second you lose the first half of a heart lose the ability to use the sword, it's crushing.
All you want is a heart.
You know what I start doing?
What?
Immediately my whole goal changes.
Yeah.
When I lose the heart,
you go for hearts.
I start looking for hearts.
Yep.
And I start
and then you'll lose 2 more.
Yep. I'll go to
what I mean?
I'll go to the fairy gardens.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you're out in the wild,
and
you're like, all right, I'm gonna get a heart.
Yeah.
And then you're out there fighting shit you shouldn't be fighting.
Yeah.
You lose another heart. And then you're like, fuck, now I need 3 hearts.
You're like, nah, I'm not getting it.
Yeah,
so
now I'm have to find a fairy because I'm down 5 hearts. Like that, you just felt so powerful shooting a sword.
Yeah, like how badass is that? It's basically a laser sword. You know, it shoots a laser and
and that game was
explodes.
So relentless out there. If you were just trying to stab shit in your proximity,
yeah,
like that was.
It immediately the whole tone changed.
Yeah, if I could sit here and shoot you from afar, it's pretty fun.
But just think when you were having a rough go of it, and then you got a fairy, and you got up.
Oh, as soon as you got that sword, you were like,
whole demeanor changed. Yep. You're firing them left and right. So yeah, I mean, definitely, I would list the arguments that Link's
the top 3
sword is I'd hear you if you thought it was a number 1.
These top 3 could be 1.
All right, number 2. Mega Man, the Metal Blade. It's a badass weapon, y'all.
Is.
It really is. You see that thing in action, I mean, it feels good shooting at it. It's like you're shooting a damn, a chop saw blade. And you can shoot that one in every direction, which is real dope.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool change up.
It really is. And, when you do a little research on this, it gets credited with being the top weapon of all time by a lot of people. Any lists that are out there, it's always towards the top, which, by the way, it's hard to find lists on this. So I'd say ours is one of the few out there after we released this of, top NES weapons. So yeah, the Mega Man Metal Blade, just iconic weapon, pretty much synonymous with Method Man
too, bro.
Pretty much synonymous with Mega Man, that, and obviously his balls that he shoots. Number 1, I
think everyone could guess it almost.
Yeah, I don't even think we had to, we don't even need to explain it, but we're going to. Contra.
The spread gun.
The spread gun, y'all. When you're going through, you see that little thing come through, and
you're like, if you see an S hanging from that thing,
that S pops out with them wings on it and is just sitting there. It's like, oh.
You will jump off cliffs to try to get that.
You will risk your life to get that spread gun, and if you're playing with a partner, it's a flat out race to see who can get it. Have you noticed that? There's no etiquette when it comes to that,
bro. Who you shot it? I'm getting it.
Yeah, sorry. If you shot it, I don't care. Hey, if I'm closer, I'm getting it.
My bad. Hey, bro, it's up here. Sorry.
Yep. Be like, you're at the bottom.
You're way down there.
How you gonna get up here?
Yeah.
You can't even get up here right now.
You be trying to make jumps you can't make just to get the S.
Yeah, and there's this like that understood thing between you. It's like, all right.
But you know what though, on that game, as long as somebody has it, it's gonna help you.
That's exactly how.
You're like, hey man, there's an L up here if you want it.
Yeah, I'm good on the L.
Laser.
And then the fire's trash. I don't want that fire.
Spread, if you get the spread and the machine gun, bro, you killing everything on screen.
That's right. So nothing more iconic as far as NES weapons are concerned than the Contra spread gun, and I don't think there's many people that could argue with that.
No, it was so overpowering.
It's one of the most iconic weapons in retro gaming history. I mean, you can put it up against the SNES, the Genesis, whatever else you want to bring into the fold, Nintendo 64. The Contra spread gun,
we still remember it,
is the best NES weapon of all time.
Yeah.
Who remembers Thrasher Magazine?
I had so many fucking Thrasher magazines, dude.
It's basically it's referred to as the skateboarding Bible.
Yeah, skater Bible.
They were extremely connected to actual skateboard culture. All right?
It was.
And
they had their ear to the grindstone, as they say.
Absolutely.
Is it nose or ear?
I think it's both.
Okay. Well, it's on that motherfucker.
So we want to tell y'all a little bit because the history of it is pretty cool, and there's some, with everything, if there wasn't a cool story behind Thrasher, then it wouldn't be. I feel like it wouldn't be as authentic.
Because as a kid, I don't think I knew any of these.
No, I didn't know any of this shit.
I was just loving that skaters were in a magazine.
So Thrasher Magazine was founded by Eric Swinson and Fausto Vitello. They met in the Army Reserve, and at some point they formed a super strong friendship and would go on to create a truck company, a skateboard truck company, which was a few years before they founded Thrasher. All right. So the industry at the time was booming when they started it, but actually their first trucks weren't great. They kind of sucked, but they kind of redesigned them and re-released them.
Took over,
and as soon as they released them, their new redesigned truck in the late 70s, shit took off, and they had 50% of the whole market share
immediately
of skateboarding trucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a huge success for them. But with anything, you know, in the 70s and late 70s, skateboarding was looked at as like a fad, and a lot of people did kind of jump on the bandwagon with skating when it first kind of hit.
It's had a few ups and downs in the skateboarding,
and that was the first one.
Yeah, it almost died. It almost didn't make it.
It came down from that. And their truck company, you know, they're like, shit, what are we going to do to sell these trucks? Yeah. Like, holy shit. So since a lot of the magazines that used to print stuff about skateboarding,
they all went away.
They all started covering other shit, like ridiculous shit. They were covering just like
surfing, anything.
Yeah, yep. They were doing that shit. And so these guys were like, well,
we'll make our own skate.
Yeah. Let's make our own skate magazine,
yep.
you know, and distribute it around here to sell our trucks, which was really the goal, you know.
They were trying to push trucks and ended up pushing the culture.
Yeah, they changed the whole skateboarding culture.
Like people that read Thrasher had no idea that independent was like we just knew them as a good truck.
Yeah,
we didn't know they were getting pushed by the magazine.
Exactly.
You know what I mean,
yeah.
When I was in skating in the I guess it was 80's, like early 90's, like dude, independent was almost all you thought about when you thought about trucks.
Oh yeah,
like Tracker or independent. That's it.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, it's like almost like a damn monopoly.
It is.
They wanted a magazine to promote their riders and products. Being in San Francisco, they felt like magazines in Southern California overlooked them. And like we said, they were dying out. People weren't, they weren't printing this stuff anymore. The first edition of Thrasher Magazine was released January 1981. That was 43 years ago.
I was 2 years old.
The magazine quickly grew to represent a sense of opposition to the status quo. Unfortunately, neither Vitello nor Swenson would live long enough to see the amazing success the magazine has become today. In 2006, Fausto Vitello dies of a heart attack while riding his motorcycle with friends, which, in another note, his son, Tony Vitello, took over Thrasher Magazine. So it stayed in the family.
But I would think in like 2006, he got to see enough.
I would think so too. But it's had, in the last like 10 years, bro, it's some shit has changed. Like,
I know, but when I was a kid in the 90s, it was the biggest thing.
Yeah,
like everyone had subscriptions to Thrasher, bro.
Right. I mean, it was a thriving...
I had boxes upon boxes of Thrasher.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it means like it's commercial success. Like it's really hit like to the point where it's at now, to where it's like in every single store, shirts and shit like that. So I think that's kind of what it means.
And to win like Skater of the Year is like a huge award for... It's a Thrasher award.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, and then Eric Swenson, which was the other founder, in 2011, was found dead in front of a San Francisco police station. He offed himself from being in so much pain from an old motorcycle accident. He did it in front of the police station so his family wouldn't have to find his body.
That's wild.
The legacy that both of them left behind and their impact their magazine continues to have on the skateboarding industry is really immeasurable.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, it's just part of pop culture.
It's cool that they could create something that goes on
it'll live forever
without them,
Yeah, that's
all you can really ask for.
I want to do that.
That's all you can ask for.
I want to do that. All right, now insert Jake Phelps into this conversation. A real rattlesnake, if you will. All right, in 1986, Jake Phelps met the owners of Thrasher at Concrete Jungle Skate Shop, and they asked him to write for the magazine. So in August of 1986, Jake becomes an official contributor at Thrasher Magazine. In 1989, he became the shipping manager. 1992, he becomes the associate editor. And then in 1993, he was made the editor-in-chief, a title he would keep for the rest of his life.
Bro, every company has to have like a guy like this.
This is the guy right here. This is the guy that defines Thrasher and what Thrasher's all about.
Yeah.
All right? Jake spent a lot of time in the hospital beds. He claimed to have a 290-page medical record that detailed 7 knee surgeries and fractures to his legs, pelvis, collarbones, thumbs, and skull.
That's
my guy was out here.
That's skateboard.
My guy was skate or die, literally.
If you skate, you're gonna have some of those.
Yeah. Jake passed away on March 14th, 2019 of acute fentanyl intoxication in San Francisco at the age of 56. And he was cremated with none other than his skateboard.
That's awesome.
How fitting is that? Yeah, R.I.P. to one badass motherfucker. I have some more stuff to talk about him, so listen to this. So Thrasher grew up with the California punk and hardcore culture and became a set part of the subculture. Even back in the 90s, everyone from the Beastie Boys to Sonic Youth used to wear Thrasher clothing and appear in the magazine. Mm-hmm. Over the years, some celebrities that are not quite as on brand have started wearing Thrasher clothing, such as Rihanna, Justin Bieber, Tyler the Creator, Ryan Gosling, Bella Thorne, and Adam Levine, as well as tons of other celebrities and models. When asked by the media, Phelps said, "We don't send boxes to Justin Bieber or Rihanna or any of those fucking clowns." My guy was not having it. He just, like, don't be a poser.
Yeah, he was all about skaters, bro.
Like, if you're a skater, wear the shit. If not, you're a poser.
Although Bieber can skate.
Yeah, but is he a skater, though?
Yo, he's better than us.
Yeah, for sure. Many skaters have reacted to pop culture trying to jump on the skateboard fashion trend. And Phelps even commented saying it was corny shit.
Yeah, they're just trying to hop on the brand.
Yeah, for sure. They're just like, oh, that's cool.
And the way they made it is just for the skaters.
And they'll be done with it.
Yeah, it's like it's the term poser.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying. Look, I wrote it right there. Yeah. Posers at the top.
Yeah.
But Thrasher is actually bigger now than it's ever been. Their website currently gets 2.5 million visitors a month. So that's good. Like you were saying, think about all them subscriptions we used to have. I know I had one, and anytime that I didn't have one, if I was like in Walgreens or a store like that had the magazine rack and I saw it, I was like, let me get that.
Bro, I got one now. It's still cool, and the ads are so like skateboarding. It still keeps that punk, vibe that they had back then.
Yeah, that's like that's the equivalent of being on the cover of like Slam magazine for a basketball player, or even Sports Illustrated,
and like the ads are just so perfect.
If you're a skater making it onto the cover of
that's still
Thrasher
a huge
magazine
thing for skateboarders.
That's like an honor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Thrasher Magazine, y'all. What do y'all remember about Thrasher Magazine? Who remembers Chuck E. Cheese, y'all?
Fuck everybody, bro.
I'm telling you, if you didn't have your birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese in the 80s,
you wasn't shit.
You didn't have a childhood. Yeah. And don't hit me with that we were poor shit, because it didn't cost nothing to do that shit.
Everybody was there.
That's where poor people went to have their birthdays.
Yeah. If we did it, y'all should have.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, the funniest thing, and that's what I think of immediately, was the fucking animatronic animals.
Bro, the animatronics were fucking...
They were so, like, they were even creepy then.
They were creepy as fuck.
You're like, hold on, man. Was that
like,
supposed to look like that?
Yeah.
Even as a kid, you knew it was creepy.
Shit was absolutely unhinged, dog. Like, I remember in the 80s and 90s, Chuck E. Cheese was unhinged. Not only did it have these creepy-ass animatronics...
Like having a show.
Yeah, they were doing a show every 8 minutes. Pizza Time Theater. The curtain would open, and it would be fucking Chuck E. Cheese, and they're just dropping. Like, he was rude too. He would like tell jokes and shit, and like interrupt people.
Like, looking back, there should have been some kids that went missing. Like, you know what I mean? How shady it felt.
I'm shocked, because there was also like a couple of them that I went to, there was like this other little area where you could like climb under shit.
No,
and
bro.
It was all carpeted and stuff.
Yeah, it was a cheese maze.
Yeah.
And you were inside this little weird maze.
Like that.
And like we could have been gone.
That's what I'm saying. Like there was a whole society back
and
there.
And our parents didn't give
There was a pecking order back there. There was like the boss back there. You know what I'm saying? Like once you got back there, the parents couldn't make it back there.
It was weird.
There was a whole community back there.
In that cheese.
But back there, you know what I'm saying? Like it got pretty shady. Like you knew certain spots you could go and certain spots you couldn't. It was like a jail almost. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even remember the pizza. I'm so old.
Pizza tasted like cardboard. It was like cheese flavored cardboard. But man, there's an interesting connection. I
didn't know that.
I started thinking, like, how did Chuck E. Cheese start? Like, why is this a thing? I'll tell you why. And it's so fitting for this show. The Atari founder, Nolan Bushnell, started Chuck E. Cheese.
That's crazy.
That is wild. Like, I never would have made that connection. In 1977, this man had a dream, dog. He had a fever dream. Woke up and was like, I want to combine family-friendly entertainment with the extremely popular video game industry that he was a part of via arcade games with theme park attractions, like a little Disney World, like a small Disney World.
A focused Disney World.
Yeah, with food and serve pizza. All right? So he created this cast of characters because it's not just Chuck E. Cheese. There's all kinds of characters.
He's got a gang.
His band they're rough. If they caught you in the alley, bro, you might take an L.
They whoop the Looney Tunes.
So Nolan Bushnell created these characters to rival, Disney and the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, he had to make his own thing.
But they did kick around a few different name ideas, which I thought was interesting. And let it be no surprise that Chuck E. Cheese is actually a rat. If you didn't know it, Chuck E. Cheese is a rat. He is not a mouse. Now, we'll get into it here in a minute why you might think that. There were the few of the names they kicked around. The first one they kicked around was Coyote Pizza.
I'm going to make it fun. We starting our own pizza company.
Yeah. And the second one was Rick Rat's Pizza. But they thought that wasn't a good idea because you don't want to associate rat with food. It's like, is there rats in there?
Chucky.
So they changed the name to Chuck E. Cheese because it forced you to smile when you said his name. Like, watch, Chuck E. Cheese. Like, what do you tell people when you smile? That's it's pretty cool. So the first Chuck E. Cheese opened May 17th of 1977.
That's awesome.
In San Jose, California. So, this shit's straight from the 70s.
That arcade in the front, bro, was genius.
Hey, arcade in the front, Pizza Time Theater in the back. Where every 8 minutes, the curtain would rise and Chuck and his band would break into their set.
And creep you the fuck out.
Shit was creepy as fuck. Like their eyes would blink, like not at the same time. But these animatronics at the time for the 70s.
I've never seen anything like it.
The shit was futuristic and cutting edge. Like, and people were flocking to see this shit. But a little fun fact about Chuck, he was actually in the 70s and even into the 80s and before he was redesigned, like the Chucky we know was a streetwise, sarcastic, New Jersey-born, vaudeville jerk rat comedian that smoked cigars. Like, if you go back and look at any footage from back when you were there, he's like talking and singing and telling jokes and shit with a cigar. He has a cigar the whole time. That shit would never fly today.
It was no problem at all.
Oh, and we were like... Fuck yeah, Chuck smoked cigars.
Hey, side note, everyone that took us was smoking in there.
The whole place, bro, it's such a different time.
Side note.
That's a great topic right there, smoking in restaurants.
Yeah, it wasn't even, it was weirder to think people didn't smoke.
I know.
Then, like, it was so commonplace.
80's was peak smoking.
Like, there wasn't a person saying shit about anyone smoking inside.
Nah. It was
no one was like, I can't believe this.
Yeah. Nobody had an issue.
No one gave up. If you didn't smoke, you just sat over and shut the fuck up and smelled like cigarettes. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
You just smelled like cigarettes. Good luck.
But yeah, so he was definitely a rat.
Oh my God. I can't believe that the dude who founded Atari made Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, he did. And since in 1983, most of us are familiar with the great video game crash of 1983. And since Nolan Bushnell, the founder of Atari and Chuck E. Cheese, was involved so heavily in the video game crash and Atari was hit the hardest, he was forced to resign from Chuck E. Cheese and file bankruptcy, resulting in the sale of Chuck E. Cheese to its closest rival, Showbiz Pizza, for $35 million in 1985.
That's a lick.
That's a lick then. I'm sure that's crazy money today. In 1995, their sales declined drastically, largely in part to the popularity, which ironically, of home console systems, which kind of was keeping kids were much more comfortable having parties at home and playing, not coming there to play games, because they had them in 95. There were some bangers out, there were some real dope games out. The company did what any company would do. They kind of reimagined and rethought.
They pivoted.
Yeah, how can we change it? So they redesigned Chuck E. Cheese to look much, much younger. I mean, much younger. He went from this haggard-looking, streetwise rat with a cigar. They
turned him into a mouse.
They turned him into a mouse and made him much younger, to where he was skateboarding and shit. He had a much younger voice. He was just, he appealed to children way more.
Yeah.
And honestly, the animatronics were not aging well as far as people coming there and seeing them. It's just like, it looked like old technology.
It got weird.
At that time, yeah. It no longer was cool. It was more like, this is just fucking weird.
Like his arm just fell off.
They even took it a step further, and they released a backstory for him in 2014. And this is pretty clever. Chuck E. Cheese was an orphan who lived at an orphanage hilariously titled Saint Marinara. He loved celebrating children's birthdays, and his favorite song was Happy Birthday because he never had a birthday himself. Because he was an orphan, obviously. He won $50 in a Pong tournament, Atari connection, and moved to New York City, where he took up residence at a pizza parlor where he started singing to kids that would come in. It was an absolute hit. Kids started coming from all around to have their birthday parties there and have Chuck E. sing to them. Thus, Chuck E. Cheese was born.
It was a great time.
So yeah, Chuck E. Cheese, man, it holds a special place in my heart. I think I had 2 birthdays there.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't.
I had 2 birthdays.
You didn't go often, but when you did, it was a special feeling as that time.
It really was. And if you were in Chuck E. Cheese not on a birthday party, you were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the best day of my life.
You see a birthday come in, you're like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, Chuck E. Cheese today. Sorry, we're not shitting on you, but it is nowhere near the same.
Nah.
It's not even close to the same experience. It feels honestly weird now.
Rest in peace, Chucky.
All right, y'all. Super retro news of the week. Just come across the news desk. An ungraded, factory-sealed Kid Icurus in mint condition.
How does that even exist?
Just sold for $81,988 on eBay on April 4th, 2024, just a couple weeks ago. I'm going to say it again. $81,988. Don't believe me? Type in Kid Icurus factory sealed. Go to sold on eBay, and it's right there in one of the top games. Insane, bro. $81,000?
I mean, and we're talking about, if people don't realize, we're talking about a Nintendo Entertainment System game.
In the box.
A regular, original Nintendo game that's sealed from when it was made.
There's not a lot of details on it. I haven't seen anything online about it. A bunch of other stuff comes up from like 2019 where a guy sold one for $9,000. But I don't know if the market's inflated this much. I don't know what's going on.
The guy wanted it.
Fuck would pay $81,000.
P. Smith wanted it.
Yeah, no, that was the seller.
Oh, okay.
The seller was P. Smith. That's really the only information that's
like
out
Post
there.
Malone or something.
No shit. It really probably is.
He probably bought it.
You know what though? The pictures do make this thing look immaculate. The pictures look sick. I mean, this thing is pristine.
I mean, dude, there's no chance. Like, it's hard enough for us to get just CIBs, like complete inboxes
Yeah.
of shit that was from then. To have something that never was opened.
Yeah. I have so many questions though. How did it sell for 81,000 ungraded?
Because evidently it looked so good that it would get a high score.
It looked amazing.
Know what I mean?
I don't even know how you keep it in that good of condition, honestly.
I think some people know, like even like because I'm in the card industry, like some if you got something.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to. Like when you sell it, you can put a little hefty price on it because it's going to grade well. Like whoever has the balls to send it into somewhere and get it graded, then like that guy, it might be more now if it got a high score. Like if it graded high, now it might be $100,000. He just made $20,000 on something stupid.
No shit. Well, I did a quick eBay search on other ones and found a graded 7.5 copy that's sealed that sold for $250.
That's weird.
That's really weird. But I know once you get up into the high 9s, it changes everything. So I think a 10 would change. It would drastically change something. But yeah, so I don't know what's going on here. That's why I have questions.
It might be fake. Might be a fake purchase.
Yeah, leaves me no choice but to ask, what the fuck is going on? All right, 81K? Bro, that's a Range Rover. Mm-hmm. That's a nice-ass boat. That's more than a lot of people make in a year.
100%.
And like I said, y'all making it hard for us collectors out here inflating the market with that bullshit. Who's paying $81,000 for a goddamn game?
No,
Stop it.
We ain't.
All right, y'all. Who remembers Resident Evil?
Creepy ass game.
Creepy ass, scary ass game. Released April 1st, 1996. It's a survival horror game developed and published by Capcom, which I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
For the PlayStation. It is the first game in Capcom's Resident Evil franchise. Players control Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine, members of the Elite Task Force STARS, who must escape a mansion infested with zombies and other monsters. Resident Evil was praised for its graphics, gameplay, sound, and atmosphere. Although it received some criticism for its dialogue and voice acting, it was an international bestseller and became the highest-selling PlayStation game at the time. By December of 1997, it had sold about 4 million copies worldwide, and it grossed more than $200 million,
That's
bro.
wild, man.
This is why gaming is such a huge industry, because you sell 4 million copies of something, and you're charging 50 because when games come out, they're expensive, bro. God, huge business. Resident Evil is often cited as one of the best video games of all time. It is credited with defining the survival horror genre and with returning zombies to popular culture, which I agree with that.
No, man, it changed the game, dude.
Leading to a renewed interest in zombie films by the 2000s. It created a franchise including video games, films, comics, novels, and other merchandise.
I mean, dude, that like you said, that Resident Evil franchise had a run that is historic. Like they just kept pumping them out.
Yeah, if you think about it, a horror game, I feel like it was the first real commercial success.
Yeah, to me it was one of the first games that were scary as shit.
It was scary.
Like you felt for real fear for your life. In that game, you didn't want to die because they put you in situations where you're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like you said in that first one where you're locked in a mansion with fucking zombies, good luck. You're running around spooked the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like it created the genre. Maybe the genre existed before, but this really put it on the map.
They did it the best.
This is a real genre
on a big scale. I mean, such a iconic franchise.
And you can never go wrong with zombies, too.
I mean, like I said, bro, zombies took the fuck off after that. Don't think Walking Dead and stuff would have came out. Or, I know it was a graphic novel, but, that something has to
There had to be a demand for it.
Yeah, exactly. Not just having graphic novels.
Right. So anybody can write a graphic novel.
They needed new movies, new shows.
Everyone that writes a graphic novel has hopes one day maybe it'll be a movie. 100%. You know what I'm saying? So it had to become part of pop culture before.
And now Resident Evil is movies.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
What a good franchise.
Yeah, so Resident Evil, what do y'all remember about Resident Evil? Badass, zombie killing, horror game, trapped in the mansion, get me the fuck out of here. All right, y'all, time for listener topics. All right, this one was sent in by one of our subscribers on TikTok. Shout out to Machine13. We asked him in our chat. We said, hey, give us some ideas for listener topics. All right, he hit us with, do y'all remember 80s Halloween costumes?
Fire.
I'm telling you right now that 80s Halloween costumes are unmatched with creativity.
And they're all still popular today.
Every one of them.
How crazy is that?
I guarantee you, everybody in the 80s were Freddy Krueger.
If you got to be Freddy Krueger for Halloween, you felt legit.
If
you had that little fake.
They sold the claws, bro. And then you could make one if you were real creative.
But when you got one, somebody bought, so far. I want one right now.
Yeah, straight up.
Wow.
I remember, you know what I used to do? One year, didn't have a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Mama was doing the best she could. We didn't have a Halloween costume.
Don't tell me you made one, bro.
Bro, we made a Halloween costume. Took a sheet, ripped the whole sheet up, wrapped it all around my body. I was a mummy. Straight up.
That's the easy.
I was a mummy. And the thing is, I didn't they weren't sticking to me. I was just walking down the street with them falling off me. By the time I got home, I had nothing.
He had like a one bandana.
I had one. It was in my pocket.
That toilet paper all around you.
But yeah, so I started looking into it. Like, what were the most popular Halloween costumes in the 80s?
These are big.
These are some great ones, y'all. Obviously, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, which is still a huge one now. Some of my kids have been Jason.
Bro, I definitely did Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. You had the glove.
You had that red jacket and that glove. Get out of here.
Straight up. Pac-Man kept coming up. I don't remember Pac-Man being huge, but it makes sense because the video games were.
It's hard. He's hard to portray.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, of course.
Everybody, my fucking kids were the Turtles 2 years ago.
I know. It's still huge. It's amazing how much the 80s has impacted, pop culture today. It's still here.
Ghostbusters. Kids are Ghostbusters now.
All the time. My kids have been Ghostbusters.
Proton packs.
And they got the whole shit.
Yeah.
Make sounds and everything.
Yeah.
They even got the thing you throw on the fucking ground and try to catch the ghost.
Yeah.
Madonna. Of course, all the women were Madonna. This one popped up. Rubik's Cube.
How will you just dress up as a cube?
I guess you're just a big ass. You put a box on. That's pretty creative. You put a box on, just put the little squares all over it.
Definitely rock stars.
Definitely rock stars.
Long hair.
Axl Rose.
Some kind of little shirt. Some fishnet.
Straight up.
Some stone wash.
It's still done today. People still do that.
Get you acid wash jeans.
Yep.
Bro, we gotta talk about that one day.
You already said that before.
What?
You said we got to talk about acid wash jeans when we were talking about Kmart.
We got to. We gotta get some.
Yeah, I probably have some upstairs.
That'd be fire.
And then classic horror icons like Dracula.
These were a mainstay.
Frankenstein.
Wolfman, bro. Every year somebody was one of those.
Yeah, we were all Dracula. That was the easy one. You would just get the face paint.
Everybody was a vampire.
You got the teeth.
And if you felt real creative, you tried to do Frankenstein.
Right, right, hard. Yeah, it was hard.
It took some fucking commitment.
Right. So yeah, I remember I was a hobo one year. You know what I'm saying? I just went out, got a stick, tied a bag on it, like a pillowcase on it, and just looked homeless. And I was like, I'm a hobo.
I definitely was a clown one time.
Yeah, I was a clown too.
Just dressed up in like big baggy clothes and
everybody was a clown
and a fake nose.
Everybody was a hobo. Yeah, you had the wig, the rainbow wig.
Throw some makeup on your face.
Yep.
Bro, I got a funny story. It might not have anything to do with it.
Go ahead.
Last Halloween, this dude was standing out of his house with a Michael Myers whole fit on.
Yeah.
And these kids didn't have a fucking clue who he was or that they should be scared of him. So they were just all like, it happened like 20 kids. They were just walking up, getting candy, walking away.
Yeah.
And I was like, they were like, who was that? I'm like,
us, our anxieties heightened.
Bro, they had no clue. They all would have been dead.
Yeah.
everyone would have got the dagger.
Yeah.
Because they were just literally all walking up going, oh, cool, trick or treat.
I know what you're saying.
Like, then not one kid knew who Michael Myers was.
I know what you're saying. I've seen that happen
hilarious.
too. Yeah, that's
And I was like, look, nobody's scared. Like, I'm scared.
Like, we see him as 40-year-old men. We're like, nah.
Yeah, I was telling...
I'm not going... It's like that on Halloween. I'll try to walk my kids up or something. I'm just like...
This was
like,
bad.
there's somebody gonna jump out and scare me right now. Like I'm on edge the whole time.
I was like telling don't go, don't go.
like I swear to God, I'll be walking with my kids on Halloween and see a certain house and be like, man, I'm not ready for that shit. I'm gonna skip that one. I'm gonna skip that one.
Hey, y'all did too good. Y'all did too good up there.
Yeah, you're doing too much.
Yeah,
you're doing too much. Which back in the day, I loved that shit.
Me too.
So yeah, there's 80s Halloween costumes. Great topic, man.
Great times.
Great follower topic,
Bro,
man.
also, I don't know if you I know you did the same shit.
What?
Imagine trick or treat back in the 80s and 90s. Like they don't do that now. I know kids can go to like cool neighborhoods
Oh my God.
and get more
I know where
candy
you're going.
than anything. But we went miles away. No one was with us.
No one.
We
That's
went
what I was
to
about to say.
neighborhoods that we didn't go to. We would just go.
Yeah.
And when are we gonna stop? Who knows? When
Yeah.
they stop giving candy out.
We didn't stop.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm gonna go to as many streets
Yeah.
as there will give candy out.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's funny you say that because I can't tell you one time that I ever remember my mom being there. Obviously, when I was really young.
That was the last time I remember.
But the second that I was able to click up with the boys,
We would meet at someone's house
and go.
and they'd take pictures. They
Yep.
would take pictures
Yep.
initially,
Yep.
and then we would go.
That's 100% what would happen to
Yeah.
me. My mom would help me get dressed and do all that shit.
You'd have
and
like 4 guys
and
at your
then
house.
she would just cross her arms and just like,
We'd be like,
go out into the world, son.
We'd be standing in front of the front porch or the front like this and go, and then that's all. That was Halloween.
We wouldn't come back for 4 hours.
You'd have a fucking pillowcase full of candy.
I'm talking about. There was a couple years where I'm coming home and dumping and then going back out
Oh yeah,
because our neighborhood that we grew up in, huge,
yeah. They turned up.
huge.
Then you have them weird fucking people that give like apples and shit.
yeah,
Like, hold on,
or
bro.
pennies in a bag or some
Like,
shit.
what?
Like, bitch, nobody want no goddamn pennies.
Did you just give me an apple?
And
That's the why I had to start taking my shit to the hospital to get it X-rayed. You ever do that?
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
we would not be able to eat our candy
Yeah.
once at a certain point.
Yeah.
And take our shit to the hospital to make sure people didn't put needles in it.
Yeah.
What?
And bro, I don't, like now my kids go trick or treating and they get all excited. They come home and then we let them eat like 4 pieces.
100%. And I'm eating their candy for the rest of the year.
They eat like 4 pieces that night. But bro, back in the day,
I crushed it.
I'm ODing on candy.
100%.
When I come home, ain't nobody telling me shit.
No, my parents never said one word.
I'm posted,
Hey,
so I can't anymore.
All that candy was my property. Like
Yeah,
that was mine.
Yeah, I worked hard for this
Yeah.
shit. Don't touch it. Don't tell me when I can have it. It's my goddamn game.
Now we still, how fucked up are we? We got to live like that,
Yep.
and we steal our kids' candy today.
Yep, and don't let them watch
Yeah,
the shit we used to watch.
ain't that fucked up?
Man,
What are we doing?
but yeah, great topic, man.
That is.
Who remembers the ice cream man?
Now,
yo?
who remembers that fucking sound? You could be doing anything in the world.
Anything.
You could be playing intently.
Sleeping.
You could be sleeping.
Taking a nap.
You could be in the middle of a game that you really care about, and you hear that little ding ding.
Ding da ding da ding da ding da
Bro,
ding ding. You hear that shit coming down the street.
Everything stopped, and then you started panicking and going through a checklist in your head like, do I have money?
Oh.
Is there anybody home? Can I get money from someone around me right now?
All that shit. How far away are they?
How much do I need? How much time
Yeah.
do I have? Can I go home? Do I have?
Yeah.
Do you think I can make it home, get that, and come back to get enough for a catcher's mitt with a gumball in the middle?
Man, straight facts right there. You would do you weren't good. I was never good at math. You know what I'm
me
saying?
neither.
But I could do the fucking equation in my head quick when I heard how far away it was versus how far the money source was versus where I was at.
I need
you know what I'm saying? I'm like
$1.25.
computed that shit quick. Like
I'm a mile away. My dad will give it to me.
bam.
Because then you had to run home, get the money, then go catch this motherfucker, hoping he stopped to give somebody else ice cream.
Exactly.
At the end of the street, you're like, oh, he's still down there.
Yep.
He hasn't turned around. Because I lived on like a dead end, so they'd have to go down our street and then turn all the way around and come out. It wasn't a cul-de-sac. We was poor.
Yeah.
It was just a street that fucking ended.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he had to do some kind of weird turn in somebody's driveway and then come back out. You hit him on the out.
Yeah, bro, the relief you felt when you stopped him. And, dude, I don't know about y'all, but our ice cream trucks, the creepiest kidnapper vans you've ever seen.
100%.
The more creeped out you are by the ice cream truck, the better the service is.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Because then when you got away, you felt like you really got away.
Yeah. Ice cream cold as a mug. You know what I'm saying?
Those pictures on that sold that ice cream like...
Bro, but wait. Tell me how often this happened. This happened every time.
I already know what you're going to say.
You sit there, you're on the side of the truck. You're like, yeah. There's a couple people in front of you. So you got a minute. You got a minute to peep the scene. It's like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Options, bro. You got options.
You got the, what's the one with the red, white,
Push
and
pop?
blue? No.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? The red, white, and blue joint.
Yeah. The rainbow something.
Yeah. The bomb pop.
Yeah.
The bomb pop. And then you got the catcher's mitt with the gum in it, which was kind of whack for real, though. But
that gum was fire.
Hey, that consistency is also weird. I can
it
remember
was
that
weird.
consistency. Of
It
that.
wasn't
like,
ice
what the
cream.
fuck is that?
It wasn't ice cream.
I don't know what that is. But nah, what I was going to say is, they never had what you wanted.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell you how many times you'd be like, let me get that one. And there were different prices. Like you said, I remember $1.25 was about the highest I could go.
That was the big dog.
And they had like $2 and $3 ice creams on there. They had like sundaes on there.
Man, did you ever? I thought you were gonna say is you would look at the picture.
Yeah.
And then once you got it, it would look drastically different than the picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would look nothing like that shit.
You get it and be like, oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, that's a letdown.
This push pop don't look nothing like that.
But yeah, you would ask for you'd be like, let me get that one.
Oh, we're out.
Ice cream. We don't have it.
That's out.
Nope.
Or you'd see like a fucking X on.
There'd be an X on it. Yeah, for sure.
And you were like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. And then you just settle for a bomb pop.
Yeah.
But the ice cream man, our ice cream men were always smoking. You know what I'm saying? This was the 80s.
Yeah,
they didn't give a fuck. They're smoking. The van is just polluting the whole fucking neighborhood.
They take straight cash.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie. And yeah, you hear that song.
Bro, they were drug dealers for kids. They were making their rounds.
But we haven't even mentioned what?
They were just making their rounds, bro. Like going through hoods, bro. Just selling candy, bro.
They were straight drug dealers for kids.
They were drug dealing.
And you got to wonder how many actual drug deals were happening, because what better
I
cover
wouldn't
up?
even have noticed.
Bro, yeah.
You could have sold someone drugs right before I got my catcher's mitt.
Think about it. You hand the change to the parent, and they put the sack in their hand.
Hey,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
wouldn't have cared.
No,
Just give me my fucking catcher's mitt.
No shit. But no, we haven't even mentioned yet the bell. Ding,
oh yeah,
ding.
that's what I'm saying.
They ring the bell. Not only were they playing the song, you heard that bell. It triggered something in your fucking in your chest.
It
bro.
was a beacon.
Your survival tactics kicked in when you heard that bell. You're just like,
I need it. I need it.
Yeah.
It was a beacon of hope when I heard that bell. Man.
Straight up.
I'm telling you, I quit basketball games, football games, hide and go seek. I'm coming out of the best spot I had.
Oh, bro, you being a full blown nap. You hear that bell?
Mom, Dad, can I have $1?
It's 4 blocks away. Yeah, you
Straight
do the
up.
math quick.
Bro, fucking ice cream man.
So yeah, shout out to Cardboard Commission
That was a good one.
for that dope topic.
That's nostalgic in itself.
All right, y'all. Recently, we put out the most iconic games of 1987. All right, now we do our research. We really do.
But we fuck up.
Yeah. Hey, we do what we can with what we have.
Yeah, we mess up every now and again.
You know, so but we royally fucked up on this one. I mean, you can go watch the iconic games of 1987 on our page, and there's some absolute iconic releases.
Man, I think we only missed maybe a few.
Here's some we missed though. We swung and we missed on these. All right. Also released in 1987, Mega Man, the first Mega Man. I'm not sure how we missed it. It was released late or mid-December of 1987, so we technically missed it. It was released in 87. Obviously, it went on to have
pretty good
6 releases. It's one of the biggest, franchises on the NES. Still lives today. Releases on the SNES and so on and so forth. People love Mega Man, and we missed the shit.
We're sorry.
Sorry about that. Rygar. This one hurts me personally.
How'd you miss Rygar?
I have no idea how I missed it, man. Rygar is one of my personal favorite games. Always has been. We missed it. I'm not sure how it happened, but also released in 1987 was Rygar. Badass game. And this one.
Double Dribble.
Exactly. We missed Double Dribble, y'all. Released
Fun
in 1987. Game. Corner 3 all day on that ass.
Animation dunk.
Exactly. Black and white animation dunk. The graphics can't get any better. But that scene, though, where he does that, if you just watch that, those were pretty good graphics.
It's legit.
But, it was...
The game's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nostalgically, the game's
back then it was awesome.
Yeah. Wizards and Warriors
I
released
played the shit out of that game.
Dude, good looking game. I'm really impressed with a lot of these games because obviously the NES went into the early to mid 90s. When it was phased out.
They did as much as they could with that.
So those
8-bit.
Yeah. So those games had in the early 90s had the graphics. They figured them out. So games like Wizards and Warriors that were, it was probably developed in 86.
It was pretty cool, man.
Those graphics were cool, man. The trees, man.
Jumping.
I think of the trees for sure.
Good game. Good old Top Gun, bro.
Top Gun,
It was a big game.
It was a big game. And it's nostalgically iconic, so I feel like it deserved to be on our original list. A lot of people hate on it, think it's too hard. They shit on it, but
movie was so big, had to have a game.
But for me at least, Top Gun was a mainstay for me for a long time.
It was cool.
And then Metal Gear, people were shitting on us for not.
Yeah, man, Metal Gear's had a good run for me, and I played. Not so much that when I was a kid, I did play it, but I played it later on in life.
Yeah.
Some of the best games I've ever played.
And clearly this is where it started.
Yeah, this is number one.
So it was worth mentioning. We forgot that one, but hey, we're making it right now. They got their mentions, y'all.
And now we're probably going to get another one and we missed some more.
All right, y'all, that's the show. Thank you for tuning in. As always, it's a pleasure to be with y'all.
It's fun to be back.
Thank you for all the support you've been giving us. Go follow us on all of our social media, TikTok, Instagram. Send us an email, superretropod@gmail.com.
Check the website.
And the website, superretropod.com. And like we talked about at the beginning of the show, go sign up if you're in the region. We're in Louisville, Kentucky. If you're in the region anywhere and you want to get into our NBA Jam Tournament Edition tournament,
big money.
You can sign up on our website. It's easily understandable. It's self-explanatory. Just go to superretropod.com. We have T-shirts there. We have you can watch all of our podcasts, the long form, on the website, or you can just go to YouTube because it pulls it right from the website. And, I was thinking about this. I'm going to start doing some blog posting because, how we just did the top 10 NES weapons? Well, I'm going to write that out a little bit, and why. And just do a blog posting on it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so it's just something that, I like. From time to time, I get the itch to write,
Yep.
And that's it, man.
We covered a lot.
We really did.
We covered a ton of nostalgic topics today.
Yeah. So, the follower topics have been a hit.
They have.
You can get your follower topics to us any way you would like. Before each show, like the day before, I'll post like a story on our TikTok page asking for it, and we get a lot of recommendations there. But you can email us, you can get on our socials and just DM us or leave it in the comments. Me and Will are in them comments, y'all.
And just know if you're one of our subscribers, we'll be more apt to pick your topic.
Right. We had 2 topics today, and we picked one of his.
Yeah.
And he was the only one that, only one of the subscribers that gave us an idea. We do have a few shirts left. If you want to get on this run of the shirts, we'll be doing some new ones soon. But for now, we have a few left. You might want to get in there before they're gone, because you never know if we're going to do that same design again.
Yeah,
we may do a different design.
Limited.
And this may be, you may not get this design for a while. So yeah, that's the show, y'all.